seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
We're on. Alrighty, welcome everybody to the HR Happy Hour podcast here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce. My name is Justin Martinez, and I am the HR manager here at the Chamber. I'm here with Carmen Good, who is a broker with Hope Solutions. Hey, Carmen.
Hi, Justin. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to have you. How's everything going?
Great.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Just to kind of give you all, the viewers, a breakdown of why we do this happy hour in case you haven't seen one of our episodes yet. This is really just intended to highlight things related to HR and also give our members an opportunity to come on and talk a little bit about the work that they're doing in the community. So, and Carmen does a lot of that, so we'll talk about that as well. So yeah, with that being said, Carmen, I'll just introduce you again. Carmen, long time supporter of the Chamber. She's around a lot and does a lot here at the Chamber, not only in her role with Hope Solutions, but also other roles. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Hope?
Okay, thank you. So again, my name's Carmen Good. I am a broker with Hope Solutions, and I am a very proud ambassador of the Hispano Chamber. I've been part of the Hispano now for, I believe, 4 years. And with Hope Solutions, we are a group of independent licensed agents that work together to serve our community in educating them about healthcare, Medicare or through Be Well and M. And so HOPE stands for Healthcare Options Providing Educated Solutions.
Awesome. And the goals of HOPE are generally kind of what we talked about, basically getting the word out there about people's options, right, related to healthcare.
Yes. You know, one thing that we find, we do a lot of work in the community, and one thing that we do find is that there's a lack of information or people not having access to that information. So we like to be in the community everywhere. Wherever they'll let me set up a table, I'll set up a table and talk with people one-on-one, just creating a really safe place for people to come and ask their questions. And then what we do is we just help them navigate through the process of enrolling into a plan, whether, again, through Be Well and M or through Medicare.
Awesome, yeah. And some of the things we talked about just before that I think are worthwhile to note, we talked a little bit about people not knowing, they just don't know what they don't know. And we talked about some of the barriers, whether they be, maybe language barriers or maybe barriers related to sometimes people aren't just used to going online and doing some research themselves. So are those some of the things that you see that you can help with?
Absolutely, yes.
Awesome.
That is. So we do have a few Spanish speakers on our team, which are new, and we're really excited to be able to help serve that population as well. But I would say one of the bigger concerns is access to a computer and that technology, because a lot of times when you're calling customer service, they're going to say, "Oh, just go online." Mm-hmm. It's like I don't have a computer. I don't know how to turn on a computer. So, just being there to help navigate people through that process and taking that worry and that, because people really do stress out quite a bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Healthcare is not only important, but on the other hand, it's also very expensive. And so trying to get to a point where you can have something that's affordable, but also takes care of you and your family is important. You mentioned something earlier that I wanted to touch on as well that I think our Be Well and M team here does really well. And that is providing that relationship, that safe space for people. For a lot of people, talking through these things, I think it's really big. It's really important in their life. And so it means a lot that I think people have somebody that they can trust in the work that's going on to get them to a place where their family's covered and that they can feel good about moving forward with whatever options you might be providing them.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that I have been working on is really working with a lot of small businesses who may have employees who are eligible for Medicare. One of the things that I like to do is go in and do a lunch and learn, talk to people about what is Medicare, how does it work, And then what are all of my options around that? So that way it doesn't seem so daunting and so scary for people to make that transition. And one of the reasons why I went that path is because working in the community, I find that people are getting penalties because they did not enroll in Medicare when they were first eligible. And, those penalties around Medicare are lifetime penalties. It's just not, here's a $20 fee and we'll call it good. That $20 fee will follow you forever. And so just trying to avoid that is really important. Just a quick example. I did do a lunch and learn with a CPA firm, and I was able to help one of their employees transition from their group health plan onto Medicare. And we did do the cost analysis and determined that she would be saving money by going to Medicare and dropping her group healthcare program. And the coverage that she was going to get was going to be a lot more affordable for her, right? So we did all the research. We found a plan that her doctors were in network. We found how her prescriptions were going to be covered. And she was so happy. She's like, I think you just saved me almost $400 a month.
Wow. That's a lot.
So it's a lot. And I love being able to help people get the coverage that they need, make sure that they know how to use it, and, just do a lot of follow-up and make sure that they're using all of these benefits that they're entitled to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can imagine that's probably a pretty rewarding process whenever you get to that end goal.
It is. It definitely is. That's, I would say one of the big perks of being a Medicare agent or health insurance, right? Because you know that you're touching that life and that family and just making it better. So,
I can only imagine. So you mentioned that you do lunch and learns. Are there any other tools, resources that you all provide, things that you do, events coming up?
Oh, boy. Yes.
Where do we start?
Where do we start? Yes. So we are very busy working in the community. I do table at the rail yard on Sundays. Right now, for the month of June and July, I'm there, I believe, once a month or twice a month, but starting September and October, I'll be there every Sunday.
Awesome.
I do have 3 lunch and learns coming up in the next couple of weeks with other companies. Super excited about those. One group is about 100 people that I get to present to. And then I have a couple of other smaller groups, but helping people just understand, what is that transition, because it is a really scary time in people's life. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And so those lunch and learns sound like they're something that's open, available to members, to maybe even non-members, people that are business owners in the community? Yes,
open to anybody who's a business owner who, again, would have employees who are eligible for Medicare. And again, Medicare is typically for people who are aging in at age 65. However, some people who have been on disability income for 24 months are eligible for Medicare regardless of age. I do have a lot of younger clients that I do help, and they absolutely love that. But, any age, anybody who's eligible for Medicare. And really, again, just going through, what is Medicare? What is it? And how does it work?
Yeah, I feel like there's probably a lot of misconceptions, right?
There is.
Or maybe even no knowledge at all, which
yes,
you probably run into as well.
I do, yes. I actually ran into one woman, 70, she was in her early 70s, and she came to my table. She goes, I'm avoiding that. And I said, may I ask you why? And she tells me, it's easier for me to work and stay on the health plan that I know than to transition to something I don't know. So I asked her her age, and she said, well, I'm 72. And I said, would you give me 20 minutes and let me explain this to you and see if you can make this transition. And so I met with her at her home, and we went through everything, and she did sign up for Medicare, and she ultimately retired. Well, she called me and said, Carmen, I got my life back. I have time to spend with my kids because I don't have to work now. So she was just super excited, and that just makes me so happy.
No, absolutely. And I'm sure that's not the only example of success, but also, you probably run into a lot of people that are doing just that, right? Staying with their employer because that's how they have health insurance. Because again, that's maybe the only thing, the only way they know how to have health insurance, maybe, and that's something that you're there to help with.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing that I am finding is, for a married couple, one spouse is working longer just to make sure that their partner's covered. And even though they've been ready to retire, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they're working just to make sure their spouse has coverage. But we do have a solution for that with, transitioning the employee to Medicare and then the spouse to a BWellN plan. And that has worked really well in helping a lot of families just kind of retire and enjoy that time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you're really doing some really good work, I think, in the community. So if somebody wanted to learn more, if folks wanted to learn more, they contact you. How does that go?
Yes, give me a call. You can reach me at 505-259-9034, and be more than happy to set up an appointment to meet with you. And if you are a business owner and do want to schedule a lunch and learn, I'm more than happy to come in and just schedule that time with you and or your employees, and just kind of talk about that and see what options are available for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Carmen. I appreciate your time. If nobody said it, thank you for the work you're doing in the community, because I think very clearly, based on what we talked about today, there's a lot of good coming out of the work that you're doing, and I'm sure the other brokers that you're working with. So we appreciate you as an ambassador, as a member, all the things you do for us, all the volunteering that you do in the meantime. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Do you have anything you want to end on, maybe?
Nope, just give me a call. I'm more than happy to help.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.